Hello and welcome to another episode of Brick Therapy. Today I'll be reviewing one of my favorite all-time sets. It's 6276 Eldorado's Fortress. I think it had another name overseas, or it's also known as another one. But this is the only one I know it as. And luckily for me, I was able to obtain 3 of them. One in a box, complete with instructions, and 100% complete. And I also have 2 more with instructions also. So I'm going to put one together, and then I'll probably use the soldiers from the other bag to reinforce my troops. And I think I'm going to leave the box set complete. But before we start, let's look at the box. Alright, I remember seeing this box at my local toy store when it first came out, and I didn't have the money to buy it at the time. And I would walk by like every time I went to the mall. And it was a smaller toy store, specialized in stuff like war games type stuff. It had like little tin soldiers and whatnot. I kept seeing this, and after working through the summer, I saved up enough money to buy it. And I remember walking out of the store, I was so happy to get it. And yeah, I feel very fortunate to finally have another one. So here's the box. It's in pretty bad condition, but it still has all of the images and stuff. It's pretty awesome. Show it all to you. I think this is the international version because it doesn't have the part count or the name. The reason I loved this set so much is because it came with 4 of the Imperial soldiers with the shako helmets, as well as an officer and the governor himself. So this was truly an Imperial fortress. Had a lot of cool builds. It also had the base plate, which limited some of what you can do because the fort was actually smaller because of the ramp. Right? We'll look at it in a second. But here it is, open. The box doesn't have the plastic tray that should be inside. There's a little rip here, but that's okay. And if you look at the box cover over here, it does not have any story like the Barracuda or what was the other set that we looked at? The Caribbean Clipper that had like a little story. This one probably should, but I also like just looking at the pictures and making up my own story. What about the base plate? It was limited because there was like this cavern part, right? I mean, you can cover it up so you can have more surface, but because of this ramp right here, it made it so your fortress could only really be this size right here. You can go up higher, but it couldn't get much bigger. And I've always wanted to have like a big courtyard to display all the troops standing there together, like in parade or whatnot. So I was thinking, since I have quite a few of these now, using like 4 of them together and creating a larger Look, I just noticed this is kind of bowed right here, but creating like maybe taking 4 of these and putting it together, making a much bigger fortress. But that's for a different video. Today we're going to build it just the way it was intended. So let's speed through that, and then I'll come back and give you my opinions. Okay. Alright, I have everything sorted out, so let's get started. Bricklink says there's 462 parts, 8 minifigures. So, okay. Let's start with the instructions. At the front, you have an alternate build right here. That's pretty cool. It puts the jail cell up on the second level. It doesn't really show enough of it to rebuild it, I guess, but at least it's there. Okay, let's start. Alright, so here you have it. Set 6276, Eldorado Fortress. My favorite of the Imperial Soldiers sets. As you can see here, it has a full garrison of soldiers, which I guess is great for this size, because any more and I don't know, it'll look too much. But I mean, really, can you ever have too much? I guess this is more of a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it a fortress as much as maybe just a keep, or maybe this is the size of what Saber Island should be, right? You only really have 2 cannons. You do have a couple guns, actually three guns, muskets, I'm sorry, that are protecting the fort. You have a crane that doesn't have a good winching system. It's just basically a drawstring, and that's about it. Oh, you have, like, I guess an holding area for supplies, and then the holding cell, which is much more roomy than any of the other holding cells in the brig or lagoon lockups. So, but let me move these, and then we'll see out here in the back. You have nothing. It's very, very sparse, and yeah, that's it. So I have some ideas of what I'd like to do to maybe spruce it up a little bit. As of now, this is what it is. It is my favorite set still, with all its shortcomings. It's a fun little build, and it's a great set to have to build up on, right? It doesn't have like a bunk area for the soldiers to sleep, like quarters. It doesn't have a kitchen, doesn't have a restroom, but I guess they can just pee or do their number 2 off the side of the island. And yeah, that's about it. I think the dock should probably be extended a little. Maybe if there was another base plate similar to the trading post, and that would allow the Caribbean Clipper to come and dock. But otherwise, pretty fun set. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's all, I guess. Alright, take care.